We have to be out of here by 1 o'clock. And I know that there are some people that wanted to say share some personal things, personal stories about Lynx. His dad, Brian, was one of those people. So here's the floor of the surroundings.
First off, thank you all again for taking the time out of their schedule. People are busy these days. We all have stuff to do, and you're here. And that includes the people that are taking this in through live stream. It's a collective of everybody channeling their thoughts and their prayers, and we can use every one of them right now to help this young man on his journey to get to where he needs to be, where he deserves to be. For everybody that knew Lynx, he was a one of a kind. He didn't hold back his feelings on too much. If you were in his circle, you got the full Monty. He really was like a ride or die kind of guy, that's for sure. If you're in, you're in. Sometimes not always for the best reasons, but he was all in, that's for sure. So many times I've spoken, well, you guys seen the slideshow, he could have been a model, that boy. He was absolutely handsome, and that did him well. But no joke though, I was putting pressure on him to do that. I said, go talk to somebody, get some connection, get a portfolio going, and you never know, it could have really kept him busy and out of trouble. A fighter, man, that kid fought for what he believed in. He stood up for what he believed in, and so many great qualities about him. Just stuff that came from the heart, and I gotta admit now, just in a lot of thinking over this past week, I think I'm almost envious of what came to him naturally. So many of us have to really scratch the surface to get to what he just flowed, what just surrounded his being. And man, I'm just proud of him. Proud of that kid for everything that he did. Like I say, a fighter. In lieu of mental issues and fighting through addiction, he would drop everything to lift somebody up around him that he thought needed it more than he did. Just so proud of him. I'm not going to take up too much more of your time here. I want to kick things off by just a short story from one of my first fond memories of him as a child. I had just known Marie and Lynx for about 2 or 3 months, and I came by Marie's executive one-bedroom apartment in downtown Red Deer and stopped in at, I don't know if it was on the weekend or just after work, but anyway, man, we could play. And he had one of those, a toddler's on a push car. They're not on motorized vehicles yet per se, so he's on this push car, and I've kind of chased him around the apartment, and around the corner he went and disappeared and off down the hall. And so anyway, I kind of had this plan, well, let's just do a little sneak attack. So I came sailing down there just as he's getting his push car turned around, and I came flying down the hallway on all fours, probably like something out of the Predator movie to him. And I got within arm's reach. He cocked that fist back and straight right, boom, right into the nose. And next thing, I'm on my back, and it was something. Like it was something. My eyes were watering. I'm on my back on the carpet in the hallway, and I think 2 things crossed my mind. One, that he would he would one day be able to hold his own. And the other thing was, I just got my butt kicked by a 3-year-old. Thank you. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
I just wanted to share some things. On March 9th, I had a dream, and my father, Lynx's great-grandfather, his pa'a, came to me. And he said something like, "Don't worry about that one, I'll look after them." And because my mother had just taken a couple of falls in this short-term care home that she's been in, recuperating from her broken hip, I thought he was referring to my mom, and I thought he was there to reassure me that my mom would be all right. But it was on the night that Lynx was going through his last motions, right? So I want to say that there are people on the other side that have taken him in, and he's going to be all right. Thank you.
Hi friends, I'm Aaron. Lynx and I got to know each other in early recovery. We were roommates, so we hated each other right off the hop. It was wild, you know. Early recovery is hard for most people, but living in a recovery house where you can't get away from him is also really hard. I was the chore monitor, so I had to ask him to do things, and he had his own way of doing a lot. So it was tornadoes most of the time, and then clean up afterwards. And you know, our friendship kind of blossomed. You know, there was a hate-love relationship going on. I've seen a lot of me and him. We're a few years apart, about a decade. And I don't really have a lot of family. I don't have siblings, really. Like, I have some, but they're all over the planet, right? So I didn't really have anybody that could be that kind of person in my life. And Lynx became like a little brother, you know, that tag-along everywhere I went. He's like, "Are we going to a meeting? Are we doing this? Are we doing that?" And I'm like, "Man, I just want to relax for a minute. Like, calm down and we'll figure it out." And 10 seconds goes by. He's like, "Have we calmed down enough? Are we going?" Like, it's just absolutely crazy. Wild is not even a good enough word for him, to be honest. I don't think there's a word. It's just Lynx. So we got sober together. We did things together. You know, that recovery house saved both of us. And I really think it was us together, because people rotated regularly, but him and I stuck it out. And I would later become his sponsor. I came in a little bit before him, and he liked what I was doing, and he asked me to help. So I did, with a little bit of intention. We did this thing together again, you know, and I got to watch the lights turn on even more brighter than they were already. And, you know, in my roughest time, I relapsed just before my 2-year cake, which happened to land on Lynx's 1-year cake. And I got drunk, and he showed up in my face at the bar asking me how it was going, you know, and I'm like, "I'm in the middle of a relapse, man. I don't want to explain how I'm feeling." And he's like, "That's okay. I'll just sit here and I'll just hang out," right? And then as I proceeded to, you know, do what I do, he's like, "You know, it's my 1-year cake tonight, and I want you to give me my medallion." I said, "Why would you want to do that?" And he said, "Because I see the light in you that you don't see, right? You helped me through so much. I can only do the same for you." And here I am, standing at a podium again, doing something I never thought I would do, would be talking about him in the past. He saved my life that day, and I owe him a debt of gratitude I'll never be able to pay. I have 2 beautiful children, I have a wife, I have a life, and it's because of the things that he did for me in that moment. You know, I don't think that there's any one moment that changes your life that drastically, but if you're cherished enough to have one, hold on to it. You know, Lynx was that moment. He was the living moment. Right? As much as he irritated me and made me want to kill myself sometimes, he was wild, you know, and he taught me so much, how to live life through the eyes of someone that doesn't see just who you are and what you've become, but the things that you could be. He always had this dreamer-like attitude, you know what I mean? I don't even understand half his dreams. He used to send me anime photos and like, this is gonna be me one day, Aaron. I'm like, you're already that. You know what I mean? Have you looked in the mirror today? I will miss those messages that he would send me. Through all that craziness that he was trying to get through with the mental health and stuff, he would come up with these wild, really prolific moments. And then right back to the craziness, you know? So it's like, I have all these messages. I normally delete those when someone passes so I don't have to relive the pain of that, but I will keep those, right? Those are mine forever. So I know it's not a place to tell anybody how to feel or what's going to happen, but, you know, life is going to be a little less bright without him. But it's okay. It's okay because we get to cherish that and we get to show people that we are the light that he showed. So I'm sorry for your loss, but I'm happy I got to know him.
Is there anyone else that would like to share a few words?
Hello everybody, my name is Otto. I'm one of Lynx's cousins there. I got a short story, but I could possibly think of many things. But when I first started talking with him, I would say that he was the greatest person, I would say. The best person I ever met, best cousin. He's taught me a lot of things. He even helped me through trying to beat my addiction with weed. That was a real struggle, that's for sure. But he would also go ranting on about how he wanted to come down to Chase and learn how to be more indigenous. And I would say he was the most best person, I would say. But this one time he came down the house with my sister Mystique, and that night I did not want anyone. I wanted to go hang out with my friends. But he was saying, oh, Misty and them were saying, oh, let us take along, let us come hang out. I was like, I was embarrassed. I was like, no, I don't want you guys coming. They probably don't even want you there. But we sat in the room there and we talked. And he said, you know, Otto, we're a lot alike there. I told him, we're not alike. Now that I see that, we are. And just thinking on it now, I would have actually brought him along, hung out with our friends there, show him around the res. And I can't remember much right now, but yeah, I would say that he was an actual older brother for me. He was there, always willing to help, always teaching me these things online. I'm like, huh. I remember first time I called him back in 2020, I was up in PG, and I was there, I'm like, maybe I should call this, see who's on my friends list, and I see him, I'm like, he's online, let's talk. We're talking, I'm like, holy fuck, this kid knows a lot, more than I do. He starts always saying, white up, and I'm like, fuck, I can't even say that properly. And I would say he's helped me with a lot. He's the best older brother I could ever ask for, even though he was a cousin, but I think of as an older brother. That's all I have to say, and I'm sorry for your loss. I love you all lots.
So we have 5 more minutes before we need to and bring the food in.
Hello, my name is Barbara. Lynx always told me I was the love of his life. I met him at a step group, and when I met him, I said, he goes, "Hey, are you Indigenous?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm Lynx." I said, "Your name's not Lynx." He goes, "Yeah, it is. Look, I got ID." Showed me his ID. I said, "Why is your name Lynx?" He goes, "I don't know. I guess my parents just really liked really big cats." So from that point, we became very good friends. That was in 2019. And Lynx and I had a very complex relationship. It was always just friendship. He always wanted more, and he always loved me. I ended up relapsing in 2019. I only stayed sober a few months, but he stayed by my side throughout the whole thing. There was a few times he helped me detox, and he actually helped me get into treatment in 2022. He came by and he was cooking for me because he knew how hard it is to take care of yourself when you're detoxing. And he came and he stayed with me and he sent me to treatment. And until the day he passed away, I know that he loved me for who I was. And he always used to say to me, you know, "I don't know why you don't love yourself or why you don't let me be here for you," because very rarely would I let him be there for me, but he was always trying. I wasn't expecting this. It's a really big loss, and I just wanted to thank the parents for bringing him into my life for that amount of time. He helped me get to where I am today, and he helped me to realize that I'm lovable, and he's just that kind of guy, you know. We really hit it off when we first met, and I will always remember him and love him. I just wanted to say that he was an honorable guy, and he's going to leave a lasting impact on a lot of lives. So just wanted to say rest in power, Lynx. And I was able to be a part of his wanting to find his culture, and I was able to help him with that as well. And we met spiritually in every way, no matter what. We always talked, but we lost touch for a little bit, and unfortunately I wasn't able to say goodbye, but it's nice to meet his family. Very nice to meet you guys. Thank you.
I know that there are probably more people that would like to say things and sing songs and whatnot, but Marie has told me that we have to be out by 1, so we'll have to bring this to a close. I'm sorry. I wanted to say that today's ceremony was possible because of the contributions of many people. And on behalf of the family, I want to thank you all for witnessing this ceremony, both in person and virtually. I want to thank Tyrone for reading out the eulogy. We're grateful to Cecilum and Rusty for the beautiful Satlium songs. Thanks to Lynx's Sla'a and his uncle Darren for Shequetmic songs and also for the smudging. Thanks to all of those who sent photos so that Asen could create that beautiful slideshow. Thanks to Gabrielle Hill for supporting the family. We're also grateful to Jay and Scott at Amherst for taking care of the family while they made funeral arrangements. We're grateful to Seasons Caterings for the food. Marie chose the closing playlist, and that starts with the song Man of the Hour by Pearl Jam. Pardon? They already played it? Pardon? So we don't need to play that. Oh, okay. Okay. Also, there's lots of food out there. Take some food with you when you go, especially those who are going on the road right away. You might need to take some snacks with you, but please take some food, people.